The Lakhani Group Global, crafting the future of hospitality in venture capital.
A warm welcome to all our distinguished guests. Thank you for taking the time to join us today. We are truly excited to have you with us. My name is Misam Hussain, and I am the Business Development Manager at TLG Global. I'll be your host and moderator for this evening session as we explore the promising opportunities that lie ahead. Today, focus is on unlocking the benefits of European residency with a special spotlight on our newly launched Latvia residency program. Whether your goal is to grow your business, enjoy the lifestyle Europe has to offer, or gain seamless access to the Schengen region, this program presents compelling advantages. At TLG Global, we are proud to support individuals and families in their pursuit of international mobility and investment success. With over 27 projects worldwide, a portfolio exceeds 150 million in assets and trust of more than 300 investors. We bring proven expertise to every step of our journey. Throughout this session, our panel of experts will share valuable insights, explain the program's key feature, and walk you through the process of securing European residency. We encourage you to share your questions in the chat and Q&A section. We'll encourage as many as possible during the interactive segment at the end. Once again, thank you for being here. Let's begin and explore how the residency and citizenship investment program can open the door to the brighter and more secure future in Europe. So let's get started. And to welcome our two guests here. We have Shahina Lalani. She is the founder of Immigrant Global. We have her with us to share the insight about the European residency programs. And also we have Banda Mukta. She is the Senior Investor Relation Manager, and she will give the insight about the Latvia program. Thank you both for joining us for this program. And let's get started. A little bit about the disclaimer. So this presentation is for the Lux Smart Hospitality Investment stakeholder only, providing insight into the TLG Global, the Lakhani Group, and its subsidiaries. It's not an offer to buy, sell securities or provide financial, legal, or regulatory advice. Do not share publicly without written consent. Includes forward-looking statements subject to risk. Financial data is as of October 1st, 2024, and updates will only be provided if legally required. So let's get started. So can we go to the next slide, please? Coming to who we are. So TLG Global is the headquarters in Portugal with over 40 years of experience in real estate, hospitality, and immigration. We are currently managing 27 active projects, as I mentioned before, with the track record of over 1,000 golden visa application and a asset portfolio of 130 million euros and more than 300 investors. This is a big statement, but it reflects who we are. We are incredibly proud of our journey and the milestones we have achieved so far. To the next slide, please. Coming to our partners and the brands. Now, let me take a moment to highlight a proud partnership and growing portfolio of brands. One of our key cloud partners is Wyndham Hotel and Resort. Who doesn't know, Wyndham Hotel and Resort? It is one of the biggest, hotel chain. It has got around 9,000 plus hotels and resorts all over the world, commonly known as Ramada worldwide. We are also grateful for our collaboration with NXM Accounting, who have been instrumental in our success. As you can see below, our brands span across various sectors, from hospitality to the construction to the legal to supply chain and technology. We are expanding every day, exploring new opportunities and growing across industry. Our brands are thriving and we are excited about the future as we continue to innovate and deliver excellence. talking about our portfolio. If we go on the next slide, please. So as you can see on your screen, the number of projects we are dealing with. These are our projects in and around Lisbon City. Moving to our portfolio, I would like to elaborate on the diverse range of projects we are currently working on. Our portfolio includes L Tower, L Offices, L Student, and L Hotels, which are part of the trademark collection by Wyndham. We also have Ramada Residency, Wyndham Garden, Wyndham Residency, and L Wellness, a resort we are developing dedicated to the wellness and luxury. Together, this portfolio represents over 1,000 keys to be delivered by the end of the year. This is a collective effort from our incredible team, and we are proud to bring a mix of construction and hospitality projects to Portugal this year. These projects are the testaments to our commitment to the innovation and excellence in the industry. So coming to the slide where, I can talk a little bit about our previous fund. Can we move to the next slide, please? So this is, as you can see on your screen, this talks about our previous funds, which, the TLG Global have, already done. So finally, let's take a look at our fund performance. So the Class N Business Fund is a regulated fund overseen by CMVM, that is a regulatory body for the Portugal, the Security Commission in Portugal. This is the ultimate license and Portuguese company can hold, and we are privileged to have it for TLG Capital Sigoid. So currently we manage a portfolio worth 105 million, as you can see on your screen. So, the value of the fund was 105 million with 11 active projects. Our internal rate of return stands at an impressive 17.7% with an appreciation rate of 151%. This number reflects our commitment to delivering value to our investors. Coming to the next fund, if we can go on the next slide, please. So the Oasis fund, currently at 23 million euros, is invested in smart hospitality project with a zero loan to value ratio. We are performing exceptionally well, exceeding investor expectation. Now the question is, are you ready to take the next step? So shortly we will have shahina as well as Bandi, who will present us with their offerings. At the same time, exciting investment opportunities in Latvia with the minimum investment of 100,000 euro. You'll get access to stable economy and legal framework, as well as clear pathway to residency in Europe. Once this opportunity is launched, we'll happy to provide any additional information you need. We are looking forward to welcome you into the TLG Global family. And now coming to the shahina, we have shahina with us. So just a small introduction about shahina. So joining us today is someone I think you'll find incredibly insightful. Shahina Lalani is dual qualified company secretary in India and UK, and the UK qualified lawyer with a strong focus on global immigration and investment structure and cross-border compliance. She is founder of Immigrant Global, that's her company, okay, and a premier consultancy that specializes in residency and citizenship by investment, international company formation with strategic wealth management, migration. So thank you so much, Shaina, to join us for the webinar. So over to you.
My pleasure, Mizam, and thank you so much for giving the opportunity to you and to the team. As you guys are aware, TLG, first of all, I'd like to give a brief about our company. We are into, as Misa mentioned, we are into residence and citizenship by investment services, wherein we try to give advice to clients depending upon their requirements. Are they planning to move to Europe or to any other country? What are their preferences? We advise accordingly to our clients. We advise even on the wealth management side as well. So that's about us. And we have our presence in India and UK at the moment. We would be planning to expand in the UAE as well soon. So now we come to the TLG team, and TLG is doing wonderfully in residence by investment services in Portugal and in Latvia. They have recently launched this program in Latvia. They are top performers in Portugal, as everyone's aware. They are number 3 in Portugal, and here in Latvia they have started a program with residence by investment, wherein if you invest 100,000 euros, you get residency, and for 5 years the path is very easy. You get the residence card within 1.5 months to 2 months time. I think this is the quickest one which you can get and avail. Your immediate family can be part of it. You get similar benefits as you get in terms of Portugal golden visa investment, or even on Portugal D2 visa investment, wherein like Portugal golden visa, you are aware you have to invest 500,000 euros, which is quite high. Even Greece has increased their limit from 250,000 to 400,000 and 800,000 to main Athens city and to certain main areas of Greece. In fact, so I mean Cyprus, they do not offer. So I think in Europe this is the most lucrative and most economical option which your family can avail of. And in fact, families where kids have even when the kids are after 18, if they want to avail, it will still be feasible, or will be possible for companies, those who have to take two residence by investment options even for their kids. So you would be able to include your get one, another residence by investment for your kids as well if they are above 18-year-old. So it's kind of a very it's kind of an option which I'm sure where a lot of families would like to avail of. And in fact, we are getting very high demands in terms of we are getting good returns, or we can say that we are getting most of the inquiries on Latvia residency. Many people are still not aware of Latvia, but when you look at the kind of offerings that Latvia is offering is as good as even Portugal is offering. The only difference is that you are buying a Latvia residency instead of buying instead of investing in a Portugal. So I think it all depends on the preferences of the investors. But if you're looking for Europe residency and you're looking for Schengen access, this is the most economical and the best option which TLG is offering at the moment. So I think, Misam, this is from my end. I think you and your team can give further brief about the program now.
Yeah, thank you so much, Shahina. That was a fascinating section. Thank you for laying such a strong foundation on the program. Now let's shift the gear and look at how these ideas, can be applied in practice. So with us next is Banda Mukta. With we call her in pleasure. We also call her Bandy. So it's my pleasure to introduce today's speaker, Banda Mukta, who bring a wealth of experience in this industry. She is an investor relation officer at TLG Global with a robust foundation of global human resource, business development, and corporate leadership. In her current role, she manages relationships with the portfolio of over 300 investors. Yes, that's right. 300 investors she is managing at present, ensuring in fact effective company's corporate strategy. Ability to leverage cross-functional experience allows me to drive values, foster long-term partnership, and contribute to the organization growth and success. So now we have Banda Mukta with us. Over to you, Banda Mukta, regarding the Latvia program. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much, Misam, for such a wonderful introduction. That was really very sweet of you. And yes, I would like to thank you, first of all, for hosting this wonderful webinar, the entire team of TLG Global, Shahina for joining us today, and all our participants who are watching us from across the globe. So thank you so much for taking out the time to join us. So, as you were rightly mentioning, Misam, that since being the investor relations officer, I come I closely communicate with all our current investors and all the investors who have also invested us with in Latvia. So we have a bouquet of over 300 investors who invested with us through the Portuguese Golden Visa program from various countries, like, for example, the United States, China, the South Asian countries, the Gulf, Middle East, and a lot of countries. People from everywhere have invested us in Portugal, and that shows that our company is, really trustworthy. So we would also like to welcome further investors. So for Portugal or be it for Latvia, today we will be focusing more about Latvia because this webinar is today, for talking more about Latvia as to why Latvia, what are the benefits of investing in Latvia, what this program actually is, what are the exit strategies, and so on and so forth. So I'll just go ahead and just introduce our residency by the TLG Global Residency by Investment Program, which is popularly known as Lux Smart Hospitality Investments. So Lux, as you already must have guessed, all of our viewers, means luxury. So I will dive in further as to why we have named it, as Lux. So talking further, this program, if we can go to the next slide. Yeah, so let's see why Latvia. Okay, first of all, because of the strategic location that Latvia has, the political stability, the social stability, access to free and universal health care, like similarly like what we have in Portugal. We have similar benefits once you become a resident of Latvia. Now I am in Portugal for last 2.5 years and I have already received my residency, so I can talk with a lot of integration about all the benefits that this beautiful country is giving me. And similarly, you have those benefits even once you become the resident of Latvia. Like, for example, basic health care or the public health care is free to the residents. Basic education or public education is also free. So a lot of benefits that a European country offers, once you become the resident of that particular country. Even I'm here with my daughter in Portugal, and I can see what educational benefits, this country or Europe has given her to become a better person or opening better opportunities for her. So I think if when we decide to move abroad or when we decide to become a resident of another country, the first and the foremost thing that we have in mind is our family. And I think Europe, be it Portugal or be it Latvia, it really offers a great lifestyle, better education options, and so on. Thirdly, it comes under the Schengen access. So once you become the resident of Latvia, you get the access to all other 28 Schengen countries. So if you are somebody who stays or a citizen or, for example, a South Asian country, we know what headache we have to face. If you want to apply for visas to Europe. So once you become a resident of Latvia, you get access to all the other Schengen countries. You do not need visa for that. Favorable tax regime, yes. For example, Latvia has 0% corporate tax on annual profits if the dividends are not taken out. So there are many more tax benefits, we can talk or we can explain to our clients. If they reach out to us, we can dive deep into this. We can get our experts on board also, to explain more about this. And yes, it has a very strong passport index, 100% literacy rate. Latvia is basically a considerable English-speaking country. So English is also spoken very widely there. Riga, which is the capital of Latvia, has a great modern infrastructure. So yeah, and of course, quality of life, So a lot of benefits of, getting a residency in Latvia. Moving forward, let's see how, so what are the ways in which one can invest in Latvia? So basically, when we talk about residency by investment, there is a certain amount of investment that one has to make in the country to become a resident of that particular country. So if this is like more of a business, investment. So probably one way is that you can start your own business, invest in your own business and become a resident. Second, if you want to get rid of the headache, of having your own business, taking care of the tax compliance, because even if it's a small company, if you have your company, which might be operating on a very small level, you need to comply to the tax compliance, which is 40,000, euros per year. And then all the legalities and a lot of headaches that one has to incur. The other way is that you can invest in a company which is already incorporated in Latvia, and you can become the shareholder of that particular company, like the program what we have. So we have already taken all the headache from all our investors. You do not need to start your own company. We have already done that for you. There are certain compliances which are very, very important that the company needs to comply with. For example, as you can see on the screen, it has to be a Latvian legal establishment, which it has to be, approved by the government of that particular country, in this case, Latvia, which we already have. We have the legal approvals, we have the opinions, we have a data room, we will share that access with you also towards the end of this webinar, which has, you can sign in and you can access all the documents that we are legally certified by the government. Then the company needs to have 50 or more than 50 employees, which we already have. The company needs to generate an annual turnover of 10 million euros or more. And the company needs to comply with the taxes, which is 100,000 euros per year. So we have a company which is called TL Hotels Latvia, and this particular company complies with all the necessary requirements that are, proposed by the Latvian government. So you can just invest with our company and become the shareholder and enjoy all the benefits of the Latvian residency. Moving ahead, let's see how this program works, So what is the minimum investment needed, or, what is the minimum stay requirement that is needed? So the minimum investment, as I mentioned, is 100,000 euros. You need to invest in a Latvian company. In this case, our company, Hotels Latvia. There is no physical stay requirement as such, like you do not need to go and stay for one night, but yes, you need to go there once every year. So I'll just explain in brief what happens. Once you submit your application, once you make the investment, then your application will be, assessed by the Latvian government, PNMP in this case. And once the application is approved, then you will receive your residence card, which in this case will be the temporary residence card. So the temporary residency card is valid for 5 years. The temporary residency is valid for 5 years, but the card has a validity of 1 year. So every year the investor needs to go, the applicant needs to go to Latvia to renew the residence card. So that's why we say here that 1 day physical stay requirement. Okay. This temporary residency is valid for 5 years, and after that, the investor or the applicant can choose whether they want to renew the temporary residency for another 5 years. In case they want to renew for another 5 years, if they need to maintain the investment in the country, or they have another option that they can, after 5 years of TRC, they can go in for the permanent residency. And once they complete the tenure, say for example, 5 years of temporary residency, 5 years of permanent residency, they become eligible, to get the citizenship or the passport in this case. One more important feature of this program is that we provide 100% guaranteed buyback. So cannot really call it a buyback, but whatever amount you have invested, the nominal amount, in this case 100,000 euros, you get it back at the end of 5 years. So if you wish to, surrender your residency, or if you wish to go for a permanent residency, we return the 100% nominal value back to you. Apart from this 100,000 euros, we do not charge anything from our side, but there is a 10,000 euro donation that you need to give to the state government. This directly goes to the government account. We have nothing to do with this particular amount. It is a mandatory amount. And yeah, as I said that 5 years, the residency is valid for 5 years. And on top of that, since, the investor or the applicant needs to go to Latvia for 1 day for the renewal of the card, we are also providing a 7-day free or a complimentary stay every year for next 5 years. So this, if you add, will save a lot of cost, because 7 days into 5 years is like a lot of money. But we are providing it complimentary because very soon we are going to have our own hotels in Latvia. So they can either stay in Latvia or they can access any of our hotels in Portugal as well. It depends on them. So yeah, this is how the program looks like. Next, moving on to the structure, of how we have planned this particular program. So if you see the L Hotels Latvia, which is the mother company, okay, and then on the top left you can see Oasis Cosmopolitan, which is a Portuguese company, but it is a subsidiary of L Hotels Latvia. And if you see Wyndham Residences, it is one of our assets here in Lourish. Lourish is just 15 to 20 minutes away from Lisbon, very close to the airport, very close to Lisbon. So this particular asset, it values at 23 million today. Without even being operational. So just imagine what it will do once it becomes operational, and it will become operational very soon. So this particular project will serve as the collateral to this entire program, because we have a lot of questions from our investors, potential investors, that, what about the safety and security of our investment? You say that you will going to return the money after 5 years, but how? So this particular project serves as the collaterals to ensure the safety and security of all our investors. TLG Global is the mother company, as you can see. We have some subsidiaries in Latvia also, which is SIA, Orienci, SIA, Amnana. Then you can see the International Investment Services, which is our immigration consultant partner here, and the NXM Accounting, which is our immigration partner in Latvia. So we have partnered with very, very renowned companies in Latvia and Portugal to ensure that the entire process of investment, right from day one till they complete the residency period of 5 years, and even after that, becomes very, very smooth, because we will have our legal team, or we will have our immigration team in Latvia also to ensure that where the application, the documents are collected smoothly, and they remain confidential, to take the appointment for the visa, the biometric appointments, to accompany our investors whenever they have the biometric appointment, to follow up with PLMP, to get the residency card, and so on and so forth. So all this we will be doing thanks to our partners, NXM Accounting there in Latvia. And then the most important question is, where will the company invest in? So we, TLG Global, being having great experience in real estate, in asset management, in hospitality. So all the investment that the investors will be making into our company will further be invested into areas regarding hospitality. So be it development of smart hotels, be it the hotel technology, the hospitality schools, so everything that is related to run a hotel, so we will be investing more into that. Moving further, What are the documents? Now the question is that, okay, the process looks very simple. We just need to invest 100,000 euros and we get the residency. So the documents might be a lot of documents might be needed. It will be a very tedious process, but surprisingly, it's not that. The documentation required is also very minimal. So of course you need to have a valid passport, proof of address. You need to submit your KYC. We will be providing you with that form, so you need to fill and submit it to us. And of course the donation of 10,000 euros, which I mentioned earlier, and photographs and so on and so forth. So our team will guide you. And in case if you're married, then you definitely need your marriage certificate. If you have children, you need your birth certificate. So I just forgot to mention one thing, that as a family, who all will be covered under this investment. So under one application or under one investment of 100,000 euros, the investor, his or her spouse, and children below 18 years, they all will be covered under one application or investment. So in case if you have children, you need to provide the birth certificate. If you're married, you need to provide the marriage certificate. So documents that are needed are not very there's not a huge list, but our team, me, my team, everybody who is there in investor relations, we will provide maximum support right from day one to guide you through the process of documentation as well. So which document will be needed at which time, what are the documents that you will need to carry during the biometric, everything we will guide you clearly once you decide to move ahead with us. So this was something about the documentation. And of course, if you want to know more, get in touch with us. We all are here. Misam is there. I'm there. We have a huge business development team in Dubai, in India, in Portugal. So you can always connect with us and get to know more about what are the documents, the process in detail. So here is a like a calculator, you can say, is that what is the amount that you will need to invest. As I mentioned that it is a 100,000 euro investment, but you need to secure your spot by reserving by a reservation charges 10,000 euros. And once you you transfer the investment amount of 100,000 euros, we refund the 10,000 euros back. So in total, you just pay 100,000 euros. That's it. And you get the residency of Latvia. And also, one more important thing is that compared to any other European country, you can go to Google, you can do your own research. I think Latvia is the most cheapest. I don't like to use this word, but I'm tempted because it is most economical option and very, very fast. So there are two options that our investors have. They can either go to Latvia to submit the application, or they can submit it in a Latvian embassy in their own country. If they decide to go to Latvia and submit the application, they might receive the residency card with the approval, the card and everything within 14 days. Yes, within 14 days. And that's true. And if you decide to submit the application in a Latvian embassy in your own country, then it might take up to 2-3 months, depending upon the process, because then the documents will go to Latvia, get the approval, then call for the biometric. But yes, this process is the fastest. In any case, it's not more than 3 months. So it's the fastest, it's the most economical, I think, and very good country. Even if you're planning to relocate, it's a very, very good country. So what are you waiting for? Get in touch with us. We are waiting for you to welcome you on the other side of TLG Global. That's from my side, Misam. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Bandy. I must say, this is so informative. I mean, so much of information from your side. You need to take a deep breath now. In a long breath, you have explained the whole process, and thank you so much for all the information you have provided. Great insight so far about the residency by investment of Latvia, and we have covered the whats and whys. So let's now dive into the question and answers. Okay, the next question is the question and answer session. We'll focus on the on that session now. So next slide, please. We have some questions which are
Bandy, I'm
commonly.
sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt. Bandy, I wanted to ask you if if an investor is traveling to Latvia on a visitor visa, can he go there and immediately, as you mentioned, it will just take 14 days to get a visa. So is it possible for an investor to pay there immediately and get it within 14 days time?
It depends. So, since the investment needs to go from the investor's own account, if he's able to do that, definitely it's possible. So it depends, because then we will need some time to, onboard him as a shareholder, because that is a very important document that he will need to show once we, decides to go ahead. So yes, it is possible. He can go there. He can transfer from his own account to our company account in Latvia, Dubai, and yes, it's possible. So I think it will take around 1 week, 1 week's time for him to become the shareholder, or even before that. And yes, it's possible.
Great. Thank you.
But this time, this 14 days time starts once he makes the investment, once his application is submitted. Okay, after that, he can say that, okay, within 14 days, he can get the residence.
Thank you.
Thanks for that question, Jaina.
So moving to our question and answer session, we have the first question, and this is the most commonly asked question, which is the best European program in terms of the benefits. So I think they mean to say, which is the best European program when it comes to, residency or citizenship. I think, Shahina, you want to take this question?
This is the most simplest one to answer. As Bandy mentioned, in terms of economical value and in terms of quickest processing time, I think this is the best European program which anyone can avail of, because it's falling under 100,000 euros. And I believe if someone's getting access to Schengen immediately within 2 months, 1 month time, this is the best one to opt for.
Perfect. In fact, just to add on, when we talk about the cost of the program as well as the time duration, there is also a route to permanent residency or as well as citizenship, which very few people are talking about. So there is a route to citizenship, which is, I think, Bandy can correct me if I'm wrong. It's for 10 years. And for the permanent residency, you can apply it up to 5 years, and there are some criteria of staying in the country for certain amount of time. And yeah, this is also one of the benefit. I think we can count on these two benefits also. Of course, the price is also very, very attractive, the time duration, but this is also leading to permanent residency as well as citizenship. So coming to the next question, how can I avoid golden visa scam or fraud programs? So Shahina, do you want to answer this as well?
I think Vandy will take it better. I think she'll be able to explain it better.
Yeah, Vandy, you want to take it?
Yes, sure. So Shaina can also help me. Misam, you can also please, share your opinion with us wherever you feel. So I think when even we decide, so I might be or not on a golden visa, but when I decided to move to another country, there was a lot of research that I did. Okay, so the company that I'm going through, is the company, legal company, or is it authorized by, the legal framework of that particular country is the most important thing that one should check before going ahead with any company, be it golden visa or be it any kind of immigration. So that's why, as I was mentioning, that we have created a data room where we have uploaded all the necessary documents, including the legal opinion of the Latvian government, to show that we are duly authorized company in Latvia, which is very important. Then I think the next and the most important thing is to check the track record of that company. It's very important. Nowadays, it's become very easy also, through social media. Though sometimes social media can also be, show some not true, things. But even then, it's easier for us to do the research, check on the social media, go to the website. If you have anybody present in that country already, send that person to the company, or you do your own background checks, which is very, very important. Thirdly, always hire whenever you decide to proceed with your golden visa. Hire a very how can I say, licensed immigration lawyers. Okay, just check whether the lawyers that you are going with, are they licensed? Do they have the right to, guide you or process your documentation legally? For the immigration purposes, it's very, very important, to check that. So be very careful with the kind of lawyers that you're going. The account, whenever you are making the transfer, please check, thoroughly, So do your background checks, and I think more about the record. The company has to be very, very transparent when it comes to such critical programs. See how transparent that particular company is. Try to talk to more and more people in that particular company. Go on LinkedIn. So a lot of ways where you can avoid, golden visa scams or fraudulent programs for sure. I think Misam, you can also add in China. Please feel free.
I think rightly mentioned, Dandy, due diligence part is very important for any investor, and they need to look at the track record of the company. Are they existing since many years? Have they given success cases? Not necessarily new companies might not be, but are they holding good enough licenses? Are they having good loan to equity ratio? Are they backed with any, good investments, as Latvia programs of TLG are so much backed with their own investments, so that they are not, investors are not put in trouble later on. These are very, very important factors. And in fact, due diligence is very much important. In fact, as an immigration company, we also ensure that we are also suggesting those investment options to our client, wherein the investment is very safe for them, because we also will be held responsible if something goes wrong for our investors. So we are very meticulous about, putting those investment options before our investors, which are very much safe, because in terms of golden visas and residence by investment services, we have to ensure that our clients are protected very, very much. Yes. So, yeah, as you rightly mentioned.
Completely agree with both of you. Very rightly put that, your due diligence is what is needed, and that will take you to stay away from the fraud and scams. Yeah.
Exactly.
So thank you so much, guys. And coming to our next question. So it says, like, how can the investor ensure their documentation meet all the requirement? So Shahina, you want to take this?
So documentation from the investors. So investors need to ensure, that they are having, they are checking all the documents of the golden. Like, suppose if you are investing in TLG, you must go through all the documents, like legal documents which they have executed, whether they're whether the company is properly registered, they do have certified licenses verified by by the Latvian government. So and the shareholders agreement which they are executing with you, whether they are done in a legit ways and under the legal norms of Latvian law. So I think this is very important, wherein you need to ensure that all the documentation process is up to the mark when you're investing in a company. So this is wherein even TLG Global will come into play, and in fact we can also come into play if you'd like to take our help in this. And for sure, mean, TLG will do their due diligence or like on behalf of you, as in like they will also be taking KYC documents from your end. So, KYC or due diligence will be done by both the parties, ensuring that, everyone's going through the legit way, and even TLG is onboarding, legitimate investors who are having good intent of investing in for the residence program. So I think it's very important that documentation are ensured from both the parties' end.
Exactly. And just to what Shaina said, she very rightly said, Shaina, but I'll just tell you how we work at TLG Global. So what we have done is to avoid, the misuse of the documents of our investors, or to, you reach a certain stage and then you say that, oh, this document was missed or that document was missed. What we have done is we have all the teams internally. So even in Portugal, if you see, we have the legal team, we have since we are real estate developers, we have the architects, the engineers, even the accounting team, marketing team, we have all our teams internally. So that, our team can guide our investors right from onboarding them. And I, being the investor relations, I work very closely with the legal team. So I know that how they onboard the investors. Each and every document is checked by a legal team and kept in a very, very safe, you can say, environment. Not even I have access to any of the documents of our investors, very, very confidential. And even if a small thing or if a small process is missed, they will immediately tell the investors or the applicants that, okay, this particular document needs apostille. If the apostillization needs at a certain time, then they will also say that, okay, don't do it now because you will waste your energy, you will waste your money, and you will need to do it again later. So don't do it now, do it when the time is right. So they guide all our investors in a very, very right way, so that even the investors do not have to spend a lot of money on apostillization and upon, a lot of documents that are needed in Portugal. Even in Latvia, we have a team in Latvia which will ensure that none of the documents are missed. Even if the passport is needed, okay, what are the pages of the passport that the copies of which will be needed, everything will be guided in detail, so that the investors can also ensure that all the documents meet the requirements. So in both ways, whether it be the due diligence for the company or the due diligence of the investors, only because to ensure that the documentation is in place, so we have everybody internal, and we ensure that the process becomes very smooth for our investors. Misam, I hope we have been able to give justice to this one.
Completely. In fact, yes, I'll agree with you, Bandy, as well as Shaina. We have an experienced legal team here working day and night, making sure that our investors are giving us right document. If there is anything missing, it is, and anything has to be translated. Everything, everything is in place. So we are taking care of that. But thank you so much for answering this question. Now coming to the next question, which says, how many years do I need to hold a golden visa before I can apply for citizenship? So I think it is particularly about Latvia program, and I think we already discussed on this just a few minutes back. So for citizenship, the duration has to be 10 years of residency. So 10 years of residency will you may apply for the citizenship. Bandy, you want to add something on this?
No, I think we have already spoken about this. So 5 years of temporary residency, 5 years of permanent residency, and the roads open for a citizenship. Though there are a lot of nitty-gritties when it comes to the actual citizenship, you need to know the language, you need to give certain tests and all that. But that is at a later stage. But yes, after 10 years or probably at the end of 9 years, you become eligible to apply for a citizenship in Latvia.
Correct. Shaina, you want to add something on this?
I think we are good, and as Wendy mentioned, that citizenship option gets open after 9th year, and in fact, even for Latvia, language test, there is a possibility that investors can attend some 150 hours of lectures, and they can get eligible to pass the language test. So it's quite easy, I think, for the investors.
Exactly. So that brings us to the end of today's webinar. Thank you so much for being part of this session. Thank you so much, Bandy. Thank you so much, Shahina. We hope you have found it informative and engaging. And again, special thanks to both the speakers and for sharing their expertise. We will join you back next week. Thank you so much, everyone. And not to forget, on your screen, you can see there are two QR codes. One is to book a meeting. Another one is to have a WhatsApp chat with us. If you have any query, you can scan this QR code, and you can directly connect to TLG Global. We have our phone number, our website, our email address. At the same time, there's something called data room, which Banda Mukta was already mentioned. So it's www.wyndhamlatviatlg.com. So it's a data room where you can have the access to all our documents, agreements, your due diligence. So also, our presentation, everything is there. You just have to sign up in that link, and you are good to go. So thank you, everyone, for joining us this week. We will meet you next week. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time.
Bye.
Thank you.
The Lakhani Group Global, crafting the future of hospitality in venture capital.